Hi, welcome to another of my videos. This is BohemianSim, and here back doing another build. Um, if you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at BohemianSim83, and my AEID is BohemianSim. If you want to download this one, it will be up there. This idea kind of came when I got the werewolf pack. It was the idea of, having this converted garage underneath a home. Basically, the idea was there's a man who I made my character a man for this one. And, maybe he doesn't have the most direction, but basically the idea is eventually becomes a werewolf because of it. And right now he's just renting this space that was a garage that got converted into a living space by this old woman. The plan, because I hadn't experimented with it very much, was this idea of being able to play as a roommate, but they don't actually let you do that. So I had to fake it by creating another sim to live upstairs. And even though technically my sim owned it and asked her to be his roommate, as far as the storyline goes, it was more supposed to be like it was her home. But the only way I could actually play as him, being more of the renter and the roommate, the only way I could do that was to do it that way. So that was kind of, I hadn't really thought about like if you could play as a roommate or if you could only have roommates. So that kind of answered that question. But it worked because once you start playing, it doesn't really matter and you can just pretend. But yeah, the point is it's not the nicest house. It's just this kind of rundown, place, and this woman lives by herself. She needs some extra money, so she decided to convert the garage. It's not very nice either. To rent it out and get some more money. You can tell maybe this house used to be nice and maybe the neighborhood used to be nicer, but it's been a while and it's kind of run down. As you see, as I add more of the decor of the upper house and the wallpaper on the outside, you can kind of see how kind of shabby it looks, but I kind of like it. It was actually kind of fun to go this route instead of, making everything look nice. And really, I like to come up with the backstories first when I build stuff like this, which is why I tend to actually build a character that I actually have lived there. And I actually played with this one for a little bit. I tend to create the characters, create the homes, and then don't go back and play with them. I'm trying to do that more, especially with these new packs coming out and everything. But I have so many. I basically could have my own world with all the characters that I've made with these backstories and these homes. But it helps. It helps me to kind of figure out my direction and everything. But yeah, this one was fun because it was a much shorter build than the ones I had been doing, which this is normally more of the size that I do. But going into doing more filming and stuff like that, I ended up, I was kind of at a point where I was trying to challenge myself, not just for the videos and stuff, but just to, okay, I don't make big lots very often, so big homes very often, so I want to do that. But I really do like making the smaller homes and kind of being able to finish it in a session or two. So yeah, I liked using that. Obviously, I don't have like a real garage door, so using that little I think it's from City Living, I think, the little roll-up door, I think worked well for making it look more like a garage. And then you could always have him paint on it and stuff if he wants later. But yeah, he has a job, he has a career, or he has a job, not a career, and he's kind of just floating. This is, the best he can do, and he wants to do more. And another cool thing that I did with considering that I knew he was going to become a werewolf eventually, was he definitely has the loves dogs traits, and I put with the lot. I made it dog friendly, like, so there's dogs coming around all the time, and he always has food bowls out for them. And the idea ended up growing into, okay, he wants to, help these dogs. But I think there was some kind of glitch going on when I started playing, because usually if there's a stray dog and you interact with it enough, eventually you can, adopt it. But it wasn't letting me do that, so I had to use the cheat to adopt one of the dogs. But the goal was, because a lot of them that come around are sick, that he would want to help them, adopt them, and then, maybe keep a few, but also, help them out, get them healthy, and then, find homes for them, kind of a thing. And that kind of converted into, he's hanging around the werewolf area, that world more, just very intrigued by the whole thing. And he actually got a girlfriend from there too. I think it was the bartender, actually. um, so he's just has an interest in that kind of life. And through that, I ended up also actually making a vet facility in the werewolf world, so that eventually when he decides, okay, I'm a werewolf now, and he goes to live there, he can still help the dogs that he adopts and find homes for them that way. And his direction ends up being to help other canines and by creating this veterinary hospital, and that ends up being his direction. I didn't get that far. I basically built the thing, and that's kind of where I left off, because he couldn't afford to actually buy it yet, and I was trying not to use mother load. I always try, and it never happens. But I want to move the story forward faster. So, yeah, we'll see how long I last with that. But yes, the carpet, I never use carpet, because carpet is not something that's usually in nicer homes, just because, at least I don't like carpet as much, because I own dogs and I know how disgusting carpet can get. So a lot of homes usually tend to have rugs and stuff if they're fancier homes. So I thought, most older homes, they have carpet, and they have carpet that's not the greatest looking. It's kind of gross. I didn't want this to look like she had money. And it's kind of funny, because it was just kind of a coincidence as I did the gameplay, because she kind of, I'm not actually playing her character, but she is a roommate. And I locked the doors, like, with the purpose of not allowing her to go downstairs into his space, because to her it's just part of the house, and I didn't want her wandering in. And of course, he just did woohoo with his girlfriend, and then in she comes, because I had to unlock the door I think I unlocked the door for the girlfriend, because for some reason she wasn't able to come in. And they had just woohooed, and then this old lady comes in to the apartment, the little garage, wandering around like, hey, what's going on? And he got all mad at her, and so they are not on good terms when I last played. So that was kind of funny, I thought. Because, he runs from her, but it's like, dude, lady, mind your own business here. So that was kind of funny. It was annoying because she wouldn't leave. And then I realized the reason she wasn't leaving is because I locked the door just too late. Like, I saw her coming, and I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta lock the door before she comes in. And I guess I missed my opening, and then she was locked inside, and I didn't realize it for a minute. And I'm like, why isn't she leaving when I'm yelling at her? And then finally I was like, oh, I have to unlock the door first. And then she left, and I had to, like, lock it immediately after she left. So that was kind of an interesting turn of events in this this gameplay. I ended up spending way too much time just trying to get her to leave me alone, instead of getting him turned into a werewolf. So yeah, that was kind of funny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you spend time with his girlfriend, and you're intruding. So I thought that was funny. But yeah. I enjoyed making this little back patio area. You can tell it's very, basically, a lot of his stuff is one, what he could afford, and two, very functional. Outside of function, he doesn't really, go much further than that, other than a little couple, things he hangs on his walls and stuff. Um, but yeah, really, it was like, I just want to get this top part over with so someone can live there, get it somewhat nice, but still to my theme. And then I really wanted to, move down to the converted garage because that was the whole reason I was doing it. But I was like, well, if I want, the whole roommate thing, I have to actually, make it livable upstairs. Um, but yeah, this one is in the gallery. Yes, and I use those lights that I hate because I was like, well, I'm not supposed to like this apartment. I'm not supposed to like this house. It's not supposed to look nice. So I'm going to use those lights I don't like. Because you could picture that when she bought the house, it just had some very basic stuff and she just never changed it out. But, she's trying to make it look nice in her own way, but it's a little, she's probably not going to go be an interior designer. Let's put it that way. But anyway, I would like to hear what you guys think of this. And maybe any ideas of other things you'd like me to build. I've been doing some build challenges on Instagram that have been pretty fun and kind of stretched my usual path when I build. So that's been kind of fun. I really enjoy doing those. I also never use blinds, but I feel like these kinds of blinds just make it look more ghetto than than anything. Which I actually have these blinds on my house. So yeah, if that makes sense. No, my home is nice, but it's a rental, so can't do everything you want with it, But let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, just the little decorations, Again, she's trying. She's probably lived here a while and slowly tried to decorate it and make her own. She's the kind of sad old lady. She has a twin bed, so, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, you can tell that she's probably been living alone for a while. Actually, it was so funny this one time I was playing, and she came and intruded again, and she started flirting with this young guy that lived downstairs, which is funny because I don't think I gave her the flirty trait. I'm not even sure why. I think she kissed him too. She started making out with him. I was like, what is happening? I don't even know if I saved at that point. I think I just was like, no, this is not happening. So yeah, it was pretty funny to just kind of see that that happen on its own. Like, what is this old lady doing? She must be lonely. But yeah, I don't know. I play a very vanilla Sims game when I play. It's hard for me sometimes to go outside. I mean, of like the box I normally do, and I see people online posting about these crazy things that happen in their game. I'm like, how did that stuff happen? I've never encountered that at all. But I think it's because, for one thing, I switch which characters and which games I'm playing a lot. And lately, I've barely actually played. I usually build. I tend to go that route when I get on there. That's more where I have fun. But yeah, I definitely want to do more with the actual gameplay, and try some stuff out. So that's why I think I want to do the Not So Berry challenge, just because I feel like it really would make me I tend to do with my Sims, where either they're artists or they do everything. Like, they don't actually go to a job, but they garden and they paint and they sell all their stuff, versus actually having them go forward in a career. Oh my gosh, this stupid bed. Like, who uses these beds? Like, it's a great idea, but they kill your sim so easily. I was playing, and again, he had just woohooed with his girlfriend. He's putting the bed away, and he dies trying to put the bed away. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't save it. I start again. And I think I switched the bed. Like, it was the same bed, but I just took it out and replaced it again, hoping that it would take any glitch out. No, he died again. I think he died like 4 times while I was trying to figure out how to still have the bed. I ended up having to change the model of the bed. I had to, I mean, it was still a fold away bed, but it was like a different version of it. Yeah, it was very. Like, I think I even waited one time to put it away. I was like, well, let me just wait. I'll just leave it out for a little while and see if later, if I put it away, he'll survive it. And he didn't. I'm like, really? The game was just insistent on killing him in that way. It was funny, but it was also annoying because, like, again, same with the old woman from upstairs coming down and bothering my character. It was like, I'm trying to do something else. Like, the goal was like, whenever he had free time, go over to the werewolf area, hope to get, scratched or bitten or whatever. And I never got to that point as far as I played so far because these stupid things kept happening. He kept dying, and then I'm like, okay, well, I don't have more time to play, so that's that. But yeah, see what I mean? Very functional. He's got the little palette for a coffee table. He's got a really old, cheap TV. I think that sink is, you can use outside. I mean, you can use any sink outside, but I mean, it's like more designed for that look of being outside. So yeah, I definitely wanted to use the werewolf pack and a lot of the stuff that came with it, to keep with that look that they offered us, because it's nice to have nice buildable items, and a lot of the items are nice, but it is kind of fun to have the junky stuff too, I think. But what am I doing there? Oh, I think I was putting I don't know, what was I doing up there? Like, I thought I was done with that house. I don't know. But yeah, then I realized I was like, I don't really want to put a thermostat. That's just a little too fancy. So I was like, okay, well, I better at least put a wood stove in there, because it's not gonna make sense. He's gonna freeze to death. And if that was the case, I mean, he didn't freeze to death, but like, it did snow and everything. So yeah, he would have been in trouble if I hadn't done that. Plus, I already had one in the upper room, so it just kind of made sense to do it that way. But it looked really pretty when it snowed. I actually had some photos when I was playing. I had him take some pictures from his point of view, and it was really pretty outside and everything. But it's too bad there aren't more. Like, there's a bunch of empty lots next to this one, and it's too bad that there aren't more, usable houses and lots around here, because you really could make it kind of a ghetto-y neighborhood with a bunch of, rundown houses or apartments or whatever. Yes, some of the little items from the werewolf pack. Because he's studying a lot of the books. I had him buy every werewolf book, too, that was in the, the book list of all that stuff. Because he's doing his reading. He has a very big fascination with werewolves, and which is why he has interest in becoming one. We'll see how he does when he actually becomes one. But yeah, and like, lots of stuff laying around. He's got his laundry in the corner. He's got some mail that's been piling up. Stack of magazines. Not the cleanest dude, but See, pile of dishes, doesn't really put his stuff away. But that's kind of, you know, normal for this type of dude, I think. Yeah, see, he's got some little things on his walls, kind of decorated up. That's probably the only stuff he has that isn't for function. You can see he likes doing a little bit of gardening here and there. He's got those little, I'm sorry, I think my dog was dreaming. He was twitching a little. Yeah, I have 3 puppies. They're very cute. One's a husky, one's a terrier, and the other one's a beagle chihuahua. And it's funny because the quietest one is the husky. We're like, oh, we're getting a husky. She's going to be howling and barking. No, I think our other 2 dogs bark enough that we don't have to, you know. She's like, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to be told to be quiet. So I'm just going to be quiet. But she's such a cuddler. It's funny too, I was thinking about this. I was looking at some Instagram posts and, you know, some of the cool lofts and stuff people do, and they use the ladders to get from one thing to the other to save space. And I'm like, that's a great idea, but I'm always so conscious of if my sim wants to get a pet, that the pet needs to be able to get up to the other floor, because of course they're going to want to sleep next to their owner, you know, like that's how it is, you know. They're not going to stay downstairs while the owner crawls up the, you know, crawls up the ladder and leaves them downstairs. No. So I probably could do more with that stuff if I didn't worry about that. I don't even know if the Sims that I play are going to end up with, I mean, obviously this guy was, because, you know, he was a dog lover, but I feel like that needs to be an option. There needs to be an option to be able to, yep, my dog's kicking in his sleep. I think he's running. Or he thinks he's running. But, yeah. Oh, looks like I'm almost done. My goodness. I added some photos, some close-up photos, also at the end of this video, so you can kind of see stuff in more detail, other than me moving around while I'm building it. I realized I hadn't really done that on other videos, and I was like, you know, that's kind of important to kind of have like a tour. I'm obviously still learning about like the best way to take photos of my builds and the best way to, you know, to edit these videos and everything, and what to talk about. So any input, constructive criticism is welcome. Just give me some tips, or if you know of a better way to do something, yeah, I'm open to learning about all that. So, yeah. See, wanted to put these, you know, kind of into horror a little bit too. So it kind of feeds into the idea that he likes the werewolf thing. And there's little things around from the werewolf pack, just kind of little hints to his future. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed just kind of being messy, making it look very lived in. A lot of my builds tend to be clean and, you know, yeah, there's clutter here and there, but it's like organized and it's in a you know, you can tell it's put in its place. Oh, I enjoyed having this little touch of the basketball hoop. I like that. And then, you know, it's gonna get hot sometimes. Have a little kiddie pool out there for the dude. I had put that little bush, you know, that pee-pee bush, on the lot, and it started stinking too bad. And I think the funniest part is that old lady went potty in it. She has her own house upstairs, and she decided to go potty in that plant instead. And I'm like, okay, this lady's weird. I don't know. I did not build her that way. But it was really funny. I'm like, okay, so this lady's hitting on you, and then she intrudes on your space after you woohoo with your girlfriend, and then she tries to make out with you, and then she goes potty in your plant. Yeah, that was a good one. I was like, yeah, that's probably the most colorful play I've had, and it wasn't even a character I was playing. So, so I thought that was pretty funny. Crazy old lady, huh? Um, what was I doing there? Oh, I think I thought about doing a desk. I think that's what I was doing, and then I changed my mind. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Oh yeah, always have to do the make it nighttime, see what it looks like outside thing too. Um, and it was kind of cute because at one point when I was playing, it was like Christmas time or Winterfest or whatever they call it in the game, and I actually could fit a Christmas tree in the corner, which I then replaced with a dog bed afterwards because he adopted a dog after that. But yeah, you can tell that when he gets home after work, he's just busy with his research and his, he doesn't exactly want to clean house or do laundry. I have thought about making a laundromat because there's a lot of places where, I mean, that would make sense. Like, if I put a laundry basket in this build, which you could do, there's still no place to do laundry. So it would be kind of cool to have an actual, like, laundromat in town. And it wouldn't be that hard to do because just have a bunch of machines and then, dress it up a little bit. And you can just go in and use it, because I'm pretty sure you can put your laundry in your inventory. So that seems like an option. I should try it. I'm sure someone's tried it, but I've never tried it. So that would be a good idea. I'm going to make a note of that. Build laundromat. Laundromat. Yes, I'm a pen and paper person. I write down all my notes on paper. It's just easier for me to organize that way. See, I'm old. All right, I think we're winding down. I hope you liked this build. If you do, again, you can download it in the gallery. My ID is BohemianSim. You can, there's the photos there. Follow me on Instagram at BohemianSim83. And yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my other socials. And thank you for watching. This one was fun. I will have another one up hopefully next week. I hope to do a video every week. So thank you again for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.